After staying in the severe and severe plus category for several days, the overall air quality of Delhi improved slightly to the very poor level yesterday and continues to be in the same category today. Though the overall air quality has improved marginally, many places in Delhi continue to reel under severe air pollution. Now, central government offices in Delhi NCR have been advised to follow staggered timings of 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Officers and other staff are encouraged to do carpooling and use public transport. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court will continue hearing the Delhi pollution matter today. Remember, in the last hearing, the Supreme Court slammed the CAQM for delayed action while directing stage 4 of the GRAP to continue, even if the AQI in the national capital regions fell below the severe plus 450 threshold. Nikhil Akwani, my colleague, joins me for more. Nikhil, with the fact that you were reporting earlier from Akshardham, tell us if it is the same location you are reporting from. If not, what kind of a difference are you looking at in terms of these numbers at the moment? What I can understand from where you are at the moment, you are in the national capital, prominent location, India Gate, Kartavya Path. Is it the same? In terms of the fact that, when you're comparing these regions as well, because it's Delhi NCR that is collectively suffering at the moment.
So Nivedna, currently we are reporting from one of the most powerful space in the capital city. As you have rightly mentioned that this is the Kartavya Path location, and we are going to show you the visuals in the very first place as to what difference does it make in comparison to that of Akshardham. But clearly, as the day is going to progress, the visibility is also, it has also increased, and the picture that you currently see on the screen is right directed at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Although the visibility appears to be impacted beyond a point, but this is exactly how it looks like in comparison to previous days. And I would urge my camera person to show you a 360-degree view of the Kartavya Path area, which was earlier called as the Rajpath area, to show you the pictures as to how exactly the situation looks like. And also we can see some of the sun rays as well, which is another sign as to how the visibility is improving and how the pollution is also marginally coming down to a lower level. And the picture which are correctly directed at is right here at the India Gate, which is another iconic and the heritage site at the Kartavya Path area. Although beyond a point you cannot see the entire site very clearly, but the visibility has improved, as we have already mentioned. The guidelines are also coming in from the side of the aviation sector as well as to how to deal with the foggy condition. Although earlier today, some sort of fog has been observed in the capital city, and the IMD department have further said that next 3 to 4 days are going to be crucial in that particular context. But if we talk about the overall data when it comes to the AQI, it has reached from severe plus category to severe and very poor as well. Although it still remains in the bad shape, but the data suggests that in many parts of the capital city, the AQI has been recorded between the level of 350 to 400 and 405, which still is in the poor category. There are a couple of steps which have already been taken.
Of course, there's a dip in the numbers that we're looking at, but still the situation is grave. Nikhil, I request you to stay with me for a couple of minutes. Let me cut across to Harish Nair, my colleague, who will, of course, help us draw perspective legally speaking. Harish, very good morning. With the fact that the Supreme Court is set to resume its hearing in this particular case, especially after the kind of stern observations that were made previously.
Yes, on the last date of hearing, Supreme Court had said that the citizens of Delhi, NCR, have a fundamental right to live in clean air, and depriving them of clean air amounts to a violation of right to life. And today, Supreme Court will be once again holding a very crucial hearing. Last hearing, Supreme Court had directed Delhi NCR states be on GRAP 4 mode, asked each state to constitute committee to monitor its implementation, set up grievance redressal mechanism for citizens to grieve complaints, and had said that GRAP 4 will continue till further orders, even if AQI drops below 450. NCR states was told that they cannot withdraw GRAP 4 till the court permits. NCR states was told to take a call on stopping physical classes in schools. So today, Supreme Court will be informed that air quality has improved to very poor from severe. AQI is between 360 and 400 most places. And the Delhi government is expected to tell Supreme Court that it has decided to implement a 50% work from home policy for all government departments and urged private companies that only half the workforce should go to office to reduce congestion on roads and combat worsening air quality in the capital. Centre is expected to tell the central government that the central government officers in the region have been advised to follow staggered timings and encourage their officers and staff to practice carpooling or use public transport to minimize vehicular pollution. So, we are looking at yet another crucial hearing in the Supreme Court today regarding Delhi NCR pollution situation. Remember, for around at least for last 8 to 9 days, Delhi had turned into a toxic gas chamber, and today more orders are expected to ease the situation. The hearing will happen around 1 o'clock. Back to you.
Right, Harish. Thank you for joining us this morning and giving us a quick sense of what really transpired earlier in the hearing and what one can expect this afternoon when it resumes at 1 p.m. But let me go back to my colleague Nikhil, who of course continues to stay with us from the prominent location. Nikhil, as you were pointing out the dip in numbers, we're currently showing that on our screens. It's at 371. But at the same point of time, legally speaking, with what we heard our colleague Harish also point out, this is an aspect that you were also earlier talking about. When you know this given situation happens at this point of time, it could have been combated in a better sense, which is what the Supreme Court also did ask, especially with the implementation of GRAP 3 or a GRAP 4.
But Nivedna, still no action has been taken by the government, either from the side of the Delhi government or from the side of the central government. And this time around, we did not see any of the major meetings being proposed or called in, particularly from the side of the central government. And the Gopal Rai as well, who is the environment minister for the Delhi state, he has also reached out to a couple of times to the Bhupendra Yadav, who is the environment minister from the Bharatiya Janata Party-led central government. But there has been no response so far. And also, the meeting has also not been called in. So there are a couple of things which are stalled. At least this is something which is being claimed by the Aam Aadmi Party. They also have certain restrictions, although they claim at the same time that another ruled state, which is the Punjab state, they have drastically changed a few things when it comes to the stubble burning. From 80,000 cases back in the year 2022 to 10,000 approx cases, they have been able to control the situation, although the stubble burning and the farm fire cases still continues to be reported, not just from the state of Punjab, but also from the state of Haryana, from the western UP, and now MP as well. They have significantly added on and they have contributed well to the pollution which is currently prevailing in part of the northwestern region. And as you have rightly mentioned, that this is not just happening for the very first time. Earlier as well, we have seen that the similar situation arising during this time of the year, but no concrete steps have been taken or no major initiative has come out so far from the side of the central government or from the side of the Delhi government as well.